Hi, it's Disney Girl back for another episode of my Disney's Magic Kingdoms game. So if some of you guys may have noticed, I haven't really been posting the last few days. I've actually been away on holidays, so that was really nice to get a little bit of a vacation and have a little bit of a break. But I have been still playing the Tower Challenge. So I haven't been playing maybe as much as I would if I was at home, but I have still been keeping up with the kingdom and stuff like that, sending characters out to challenge the tower. Again, not as maybe much as I should have, but I have been sort of getting the currency and collecting that, so that has been really good in terms of progress with my kingdom. It's not like I didn't check it for like 4 days and just sort of left it alone. I have been checking it, just again, not as much. So I'm hoping that that won't really affect me too much in terms of getting Shenzi. I think the big thing though, I'm gonna need to make a push now that I'm back and check my kingdom a bit more, is to get enough currency to be able to welcome her, because as we know, she is quite expensive to welcome into the kingdom. So she is going to be 4,000 currency, and we do need obviously all the character tokens that we have been collecting throughout chapters 1 and 2 already. So we still need chapter 3's tokens, and again that 4,000 currency plus the time to welcome her into the kingdom before the Tower Challenge ends. So I am hoping that I will be doing a live stream to bring Shenzi in before I do my Tower Challenge recap. I might need to combine the two live streams sort of together, but we will sort of have to wait and see. I will be doing a recap though for sure. It'll just depend on whether it's going to be more, I'm going to be including Shenzi in the live stream, because again, it's going to be maybe a little bit closer than it would be if I hadn't have been on holidays. So again, I still am competing in this. I'm still in the running here. Now I have been obviously doing some screen recordings and stuff like that of all of the different things that I've been doing over the, the course of the last like 4 or 5 days. So things are sort of still progressing at this point. So we'll still be doing the dialogue and stuff for the start of chapter 3 and all that fun stuff that we usually do. Again, it's just sort of, I've combined the end of chapter 2 and the start of chapter 3 together, which I normally split those up in videos. So this is just a bit of a combination video of everything. So hopefully you guys are going to end up enjoying it. I'm also too going to be showing you guys my progress on some of the other characters that I've been collecting for in terms of my main storyline and stuff like that. Like, yes, Bunny from Toy Story 4. He is totally ready to come into the kingdom now, but it would take 24 hours and 600,000 magic, which is a lot for Bunny, but I do have full intentions to be welcoming him into the kingdom. I think I might wait though until I end up like welcoming Shenzi maybe, just because he is again a 24-hour one, and I think at this point I should wait. Now the thing is though, is I had decided towards the end of chapter 2 that I still wanted to sort of be leveling up characters, like big level up. So for example here, Bagheera, he's useful for the Tower Challenge. He's a level 9. I actually had him at home for quite a while, just because he wasn't collecting anything and stuff like that, and I didn't think I was going to be leveling up for quite some time. But anyways, Bagheera here's a 9, and it's 162,900 magic. That is a lot of magic to max out a character. So yeah, 24 hours to do him, but he again is going to be useful for chapter 3, so I think it's totally worth it. Again, especially since I was away, I was like, okay, I need to make sure I'm like maximizing as much as I can out of the characters that I have and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, Bagheera will be a great one sort of to just max out. I won't need to check my kingdom, like in terms of like worrying about, okay, I need to send somebody else to level up in like 4 hours or something like that. I didn't have to worry about that. I could just send him out in the morning and then just sort of leave him for, then until the next morning, and then I could worry about leveling somebody else up. So it ended up timing up pretty nicely for me, because normally when I'm at home, I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do a 24-hour one because then I can't, level anybody up or whatever. So this ended up working perfectly in terms of maxing out characters or doing like 16 hours even. I think I did a few of those. Again, just so I didn't have to maybe check my kingdom as much, or wasn't thinking about it maybe as much, right? So really all it kind of boils down to in the end is really just the currency, I think, for me, for Shenzi. So fingers crossed on that, guys. Now it is helpful that we do get these milestone rewards. So at this point I'd reached milestone 4, which was the 900 EC for chapter 2. So again, this is some of the clips and stuff I was doing for the end of chapter 2 here. So these were obviously, we were using Princess and the Frog, we were using some Lion King, we were using Cinderella and Monsters Inc. So that was really good. My Monsters Incs were not a disappointment for sure. So I was really, really happy that I was able to use those characters. Now Boo I haven't maxed out yet, but she was one of those ones that I'll try and make sure that I do before the start of the next tower challenge. I'll try and make sure that she's maxed out. Then all of my Monsters Inc. characters are going to be dealt with in terms of the collection. They're all going to be maxed out, part of the main storyline. So everything's going to sort of be running smoothly there. So I think I'll be pretty happy about that. Again, Boo has been a bit of a newer character. I got her a little bit later, maybe than most people would have invested in her and stuff like that. So that has been a little bit of a challenge to try and get her leveled up and stuff, but it now is a bit of an incentive to sort of get her done out of the way. So it might be something I try and do during chapter 3 when she's not really useful or something like that, so that, while I'm away, maybe that might sort of pan out a little bit. But I think I ended up maybe leaving her, or I did end up doing her and just haven't brought her back yet. Again, since chapter 3, she's not useful anymore. But the one thing I did want to point out, guys, and I know I talked about a little bit during my last live stream, is if you want to buy a refresh token with gems, because you're out of them, it's 20 gems. Now in previous tower challenges, it was not that expensive. We were looking at 6 the very first time, so it was relatively easy and stuff like that for people maybe that didn't have all the characters that could collect those refresh tokens. In the past, it's been like, I remember there was a combination of Kanga and Roo that I remember at one point they went out together to get refresh tokens, not in this tower challenge but in a previous one. So that was something like maybe not everybody had those characters and stuff like that, so they weren't able to sort of use them. And I think that's fine in the grand scheme of things, but having it change from 6, and then last tower challenge, I remember it was 8, and now this one is 20. 20 gems just seems like a lot to refresh a character, and the drops are not that good, by the way. I'll just throw it out there. The drop rates are rare for the refresh tokens, so they are not as good, especially if you guys are having trouble like me keeping your happiness up, which is, again, something that I'm very, very upset about in terms of my kingdom. And I mean, you guys are going to be able to see sort of as the video progresses, like my happiness, considering I was away, it didn't really drop that much considering like where I'm at, but it's getting it any higher than like 50% joyous is just extremely difficult. Being away or not, it's literally just been a big challenge. And I'm the kind of girl that loves to have my kingdom in ecstatic. I love it at like anywhere between 70 and 99%. Like I love when it sits there. I've always been super into happiness and like getting those character token drop rates to be like the absolute best, but I'm not willing to spend elixirs on getting my kingdom there. So unless I open some legendary chests and stuff like that, I really don't see how it's possible for my kingdom to get any happier than joyous. I've been trying now since, update 30, and they said update 31, it was going to be better. And it's came and it's been around almost 20 days now, I guess, and yeah, it's no better. My happiness, if anything, has gotten worse in terms of its drop speed and stuff, so definitely not happy about the happiness adjustment. So I'm hoping that is still something that they plan on fixing in the future. Maui is now level 8. I love doing that. So much fun. But definitely make sure that if you guys want to try it, you're not in a public place. Because, yeah, you have to do it really loud to make it super fun. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why Moana characters? Really, Moana? Of all the collections you should be working on right now, you're choosing Moana. Well, I do have an explanation for this. Hey is now level 7. Oh my gosh, I'm going to make an attempt here. Yeah, just pretend you didn't hear that. It's animal noises. I just can't do animal noises. Always try, but yeah. Now, I don't know about Ed laughing. I think that still almost counts as an animal noise, even though it's like he does actually communicate well, not really even in English, I was gonna say, but all he does is laugh and make weird noises, but it's not like hyena animal sounds or anything. So yeah, Ed is still funny. So I'm sure that you guys will be hearing some more laughing from Ed from me at some point. So yeah, I definitely just have a good time with it, and yeah, a little embarrassing when I have to try it, but I usually try and do as much of the dialogue and stuff as possible, even if it's not that great. Now, I did want to point out that Little Mermaid, guys, is what everybody should have been focusing on in Chapter 2, and I know I was telling you guys a lot about that in terms of maxing out your characters and stuff like that, getting them ready, assuming you had them and stuff like that. So that was something that I would have been doing, but I already had all my Little Mermaid characters maxed out because a lot of you guys know I enjoyed the dialogue so much from that event, and even after the event, it was just so much fun to keep going with that storyline for me that I really wanted all my characters maxed out. Kind of like the Lilo and Stitch, the dialogue of Stitch, it was like a huge thing for me that I just loved doing. So for me to max out the collection was just so much fun. So I already had it all done, which is a huge bonus for me. But I knew that the Lion King characters were going to be my downfall for this tower challenge and stuff like that. I did manage to get Timon and Pumbaa, though, to be a good level, so I was happy about that. But I mean, everybody else has been, you know, I guess an 8, except I don't have Nala or Simba. So I guess really in the grand scheme of things, it's just like I have nothing with those characters. Like there's nothing I can do. At this point, there's like no legendary chests. I feel like those should have been coming out in Chapter 1, so I could have been like working on it a bit so that, you know, come, you know, later on in the tower challenge when I could have used those characters and stuff like that, that I actually could have used them. So Chapter 3 will have those chests for the Lion King, but I think they should have had it sort of throughout the entire tower challenge just to make it a little bit more fun. And 2, we needed those characters, so definitely very intense there that we didn't get that. Now, I was happy that I had Scar, though, and Scar being an 8 was definitely really good, just because, again, he takes quite a while to collect for, especially, like, if you guys don't have a lot of the characters that can collect for him. That is sort of the biggest challenge for leveling up Scar. I know Scar has taken me quite some time to, like, level up and stuff like that. Again, just because I know that a lot of the characters have to be from the Beauty and the Beast collection, and they have to be, you know, a certain level and stuff like that. So really, if you guys wanted to work on Scar before the Tower Challenge, or even before or now, and you needed to have those Beauty and the Beast characters, and I think even for one of the quests with Belle and I think it was Beast, I think that they needed to be at a level 9 in order to go out and collect for Scar. So it was just one of those things that, you know, you kind of need to keep an eye on, again, in terms of just having certain character collections and certain character levels, because not everybody's going to have Beauty and the Beast, right? So it's not saying you can just push your main storyline along and get those characters. They're sort of exclusive to those legendary chests. So again, some of you guys may have them, some of you may not, so that was one thing for Scar that always makes his leveling up process a little bit more difficult, and again, takes more time. And since he was the villain, being the very last character in that limited time event, I didn't do it, but like I looked it up and stuff like that. Him being, again, that last character that people were collecting for, it always means that his character tokens are harder to collect. They're not going to be like common, uncommon, rare. They're like epics you're looking at. So again, they're the most challenging character tokens to be getting, for sure, to level them up. So just something, again, that you guys have probably kept in mind if you were working on Scar already, but yeah, that's sort of where it's at in terms of leveling up your Lion King characters, and like what sort of maybe has been some of the issues in terms of getting them there. So like, I know there are some quests even for leveling up the Lion King characters. You need to have, like, I think it's Nala and maybe Timon out together on a quest, and then you can have Simba and Pumbaa or something like that. But the thing is I remember there's something weird with that too. I was like going, oh, well, like I have Timon and Pumbaa, but I'm missing Simba and Nala, so that's probably not the best characters to be missing out on. Now this tower challenge, having the Timon and Pumbaa ended up being like a huge lifesaver, because they've been super useful in terms of dialogue and obviously challenging the tower. So having them and them being so high in terms of my levels, it ended up really working out for me that way. So I've been extremely happy that I ended up working on those two. I just love their dialogue, and they're hilarious. So to me, it was kind of fun to actually do that. So, anyways, moving on here. At this point, I've got about 7 days left of the Tower Challenge, which means Chapter 3 still hasn't started at this point. Now, there is still a lot to do in the kingdom, leveling up and stuff like that. And as you guys saw, I had done some characters like Moana. Now, the Moana collection, the reason why I've decided to be working on them a little bit on the side, and I'm definitely going to be doing that more in Chapter 3 as long as I've got enough of the flowers to be leveling the characters up, just because I know that Moana is going to be useful coming up. So I do need to get those characters a little higher. They have been more on the lower side of things in terms of my limited time event characters. They have been quite low in that limited time event. I did fine, I got all the characters, but I was a little bit more hesitant to level people up just because of the character token drop conflicts and stuff. It was a little bit harder of an event, so I was, again, playing it more cautious, and I feel like now I'm paying for that. So I really wanted to try and make sure I kind of get them up a little bit higher now since Little Mermaid's maxed out. It just kind of gives me a good opportunity definitely to do that. Now, the characters like Bagheera and stuff like that, definitely more important. King Louie is also very important to have maxed out because he is going to be useful in Chapter 3. So this is kind of pushing me to spend a lot of my magic on those characters from the Jungle Book that I've been kind of avoiding going to a 9 or a 10 just because they cost so much magic, right? It's a lot of magic to level these guys up, so I have been a bit hesitant on doing those last few levels, and since it typically doesn't affect you that much in the tower challenges, I've just sort of been okay with that. But anyways, this was a good opportunity to sort of finish that up. Bagheera is now level 10. This is all in the service of keeping the jungle safe, I assure you. Yes, my kingdom is one big giant jungle, isn't it? The jungle of attractions and concessions and decorations that fill it up. A little bit probably different of an appearance in terms of, the jungle from the Jungle Book, but we definitely have a little section that makes Bagheera pretty happy, I think. Considering Bagheera is pretty intense. He's an intense guy, for sure. He's always trying to keep Mowgli and everybody else from getting into lots of trouble, especially with Shere Khan. Now, let's not even talk about how much he costs, oh my gosh, to level up. I'm so glad they didn't end up using him in the Tower Challenge in a lot of ways, so I'm like, yeah. But he is going to be one I'm going to have to bite the bullet on a little bit. I think he's like over 200,000 or something to level up right now. I think I'll check that. I think I do check that a little bit later. But I believe it was like 200, maybe even 60,000 to get him to like a 9 maybe. So it was something ridiculous. And I'm going, really? I don't want to spend that much magic right now. Like I've got to level up other characters. I've got to welcome, like after all of this Tower Challenge or even before, I've got to welcome John Darling, Bunny. I've still got to do Louie and Huey. Or wait, no, I've got Huey. I need Dewey, and Louie. So I don't know. Anyways, the ducks from DuckTales. Face it, I know they're adorable. Dewey is the one that I've been working on. He's the one with the blue shirt, guys. So I know he's like 60,000 to bring in. Huey was the first one we ended up bringing in. He was actually quite a bit as well, not as much as Dewey. But then I know Louie, again, is even higher than that. So I haven't unlocked Louie yet, but he is going to be one of those ones that I know I'm going to need some magic for coming up. So I know that's going to become a little bit probably of a priority over the next little bit. And I want to kind of get them into the kingdom. But again, that's like 3 characters, for my main storyline. I need to push along and get in here. John Darling being the most important probably, just because that's going to help me to unlock Michael, and it's going to help me later on to obviously unlock the Dumbo collection. So I know I still have a lot of work to do, but again, like that's just something to do with my main storyline that I'm definitely going to be working on over the next little bit. Depending on how the Tower Challenge goes, I know John, I believe he's like 8 hours to bring in, and I'm done him now, guys. So he's 200,000 magic, so I might feel a little bit better on bringing him in before someone like Bunny, who's 600,000. So yeah, I think that's probably the direction I'm going to end up going with everything, but I'm sort of just playing it a little bit by ear in terms of, you know, where I am in terms of the tower challenge and stuff. And 8 hours is a lot more convenient for me than 24, because I do need to get Shenzi in here like pretty quickly, and you know, I only got a couple more days left to do that. So I need to make sure that I have enough time to make sure that because again, I need the currency and stuff like that, but I still need 60 minutes to bring Shenzi in. So regardless, I need to have that time set aside once I get a little bit closer with the currency and stuff like that. So like right now, I'm still missing 2 of the boilers, and then again, I gotta start with that 4,000 currency. So it is gonna be helpful with the points and stuff to make sure that I get to that 32,000. So I'm about halfway, like right this very second for that. So once I get there, then I'll definitely feel probably a lot more comfortable, just because then I'll be, you know, just over 2,000 short. Hopefully by the time I get there, it'll literally just be you know, maybe 1,000 or something. So that's sort of my hope at this point. Now we are doing the countdown, or at least I was doing it myself. I was talking to myself going 3, 2, 1, and then the tower did its big changeover and got its wings, and Maleficent came in. Impossible. How could I have... No matter, we shall see how they fare against all the powers of the underworld. Merlin, blow me to Bermuda! What a performance! At this rate, we'll have swept away this new curse in no time. He's so happy. So I got that dialogue, guys, because I managed to get all the points in terms of challenging the tower. So I completed that chapter. That's why I got that. So on the leaderboard, I managed to make 250th place. So I did get some currency and refresh tokens. So I'm not going to complain about that. Now, since today's the 19th, at this point, I did get a ruby chest. Yes, guys, ruby chest. I wish I had been able to stream this with you, but I wasn't. So we got 2 happiness, 2 single refresh tokens, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, as we can see. The most tokens, this is actually scars. So that is epic to get. That's going to be useful for leveling him up, but I'm probably not going to be doing that maybe at this point. But again, it's useful. Still wish it was currency, I think, for me. That's going to be the big one. So the resource chest is coming. So here's a look at what's in the resource chest, guys. So a lot of character tokens, some blueprints and stuff like that in terms of the special reward. That's kind of the best. You really, really want to try and get that. I mean, it's luck of the draw, so it's kind of hard to say. Epic and rare. You guys can see, again, all the different character tokens that are inside. It doesn't really leave you a very high chance though, because there are so many. It's a really, really low chance that you guys are gonna get maybe the specific one you want, but it does give you an opportunity to get some more difficult character tokens for sure. And it just kind of includes like a load of collections. Now the common ones, well, you know what, I won't even say no to that at this point because you need so many of them. I always hope though for Moana, because now I'm going to be working on trying to get them to like an 8 or even a 9 probably would be nice in case they're useful for the next tower challenge. That's kind of my hunch. I know it's a little bit early to start predicting, but definitely I'm thinking Moana, since they used Princess and the Frog this time, and Little Mermaid. It makes me really feel like it makes sense that they do. And maybe even Lilo and Stitch could be included there, which would be great for me because I have them maxed out. So that is really the hope. But again, we'll talk about that a little bit later once it gets a little bit closer to the time. Depends on what collection they do as well, like they use for the next limited time event. So it'll be interesting actually now which collection they decide to use. But that's gonna be, I think, something that we'll talk about really soon. I still think it's going to be Pocahontas, but they've just made so many changes in the kingdom. It makes me even wonder when we're going to have the next limited time event. It's been so long now. I feel like it's totally different. Totally different. Like, they've just changed so much in the kingdom. It's almost hard to predict at this point. I've done my Pocahontas prediction video, though, so not really the end of the world there. You guys can watch that. So that should be coming this year, though. Now, all right, so chapter 3. So we can see we've got Rex, Bonsai, Jessie. They are going to be useful. Oh, and Scar and Timon for the first slot. So that's a bit of Toy Story and Lion King there, guys, that you're going to be able to use. Then we've got characters in the next slot from the Rapunzel collection. So Rapunzel, Maximus, Pumbaa, and Zazu. So I was almost at Timon there. So that would be obviously the Tangled collection and some more Lion King. Here we can see Bagheera, Sarge, King Louie, and then Nala. So I'm missing out on Nala. So more refresh tokens for that collection for sure. At least I have some. It's not, at least not the Dumbo ones. And then in the fourth slot there, we have got all of the Little Mermaid characters besides Prince Eric, because Prince Eric is the featured one. He doesn't get tired, so he's the featured character, guys. So I have him maxed out. As I said, all my Little Mermaid collection is, so that's gonna make this chapter for me a lot stronger. So I am hoping that's gonna make the difference in terms of collecting all of the not just the points. It's because I don't think I will at this point. Sorry, I flipped my screen there, guys. I was obviously distracted. Yeah, I didn't edit it out. Whatever. Yeah, I'm human. It flips sometimes. But anyways, so it is definitely very helpful that I had that Little Mermaid collection there, at least for right now. For me, it's going to be getting to that 32,000 mark. It would have been great to get that Pride Land punch stand. I really did want that, but my holiday thing was a little bit of a last minute thing that I ended up doing. So I mean, I had it in mind, but I didn't know for sure. Like, I was still working on some of the details and stuff, so it wasn't total last minute, but again, I didn't have it super duper all planned out. Obviously, maybe I should have had a little bit more, but that's all right. Now, the single refresh, guys, the characters do not change. So obviously, if you guys purchased Ed in the bundle, that's going to be super duper useful. I did in chapter 1, but it's not too late to purchase him. You can still purchase him right now if you guys don't have him. If you guys want to have a strong chapter 3, if you feel like you're getting close, and it's fun to get the hyenas. Now, at 1,000 points, you get 800, and then the big one is 32,000. I get the 1,600. So that, for me, it's like, those are kind of the two milestones at this point I'm really looking forward to. The 2 ruby chests can be useful if I get currency, but really, or refresh tokens, but other than that, it's not really going to be that useful to me. I've already brought Bonsai in. I'm not going to be doing any more leveling up with him or anything, just because he's currency to level up and I don't have enough currency. Now, currency was a thing I was complaining about kind of throughout the entire tower challenge, like why things were so much, but again, we'll address that in a bit. Now, with the leaderboard, it's on the top 25 this time if you want the Maleficent horn stand. What is nice about this, though, if you're trying to just get some gems and stuff as well, you will have the option, no matter sort of, as long as you're in the top 1,500, you will get some gems. So that is really nice little reward once you're done the tower challenge. Now, again, your currency or extra currency will also be turning into gems. So you could, guys, get a little bit of gems out of that, which, again, is a nice little boost if you know, just, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're spending real money or, you know, not in this game. Having gems at any point is really, really useful to have. So as you guys can see here, the tower now has wings. It's like they're flapping. Now, that's something that doesn't happen on the tower until chapter 3. So it's like kind of when Maleficent like kicks it up a notch with the curse. I always loved kind of seeing that. It's definitely very fun. And now we've got the last diamond out. So the first 2 there are floating because I actually was able to defeat chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 3, since I won't be able to do all the points, that's not going to happen, but then the tower's going to be going away anyway. So depending on how you do, you'll get different dialogue and stuff like that as well. If you guys don't complete it, the chapter, again, Maleficent says some other more evil things, being like, you know, you're not strong enough yet. But that's all right. No worries. You guys obviously will do better and stuff as your kingdom begins to grow and all that kind of stuff. Now, here is, yes, Bonsai. Man, I barely just got here, and my mouth's watering already. I really gotta get the old gang back together. I mean, come on. 3 hyenas, no stupid annoying lions in the way. We'd clean up around here. No eating my characters. Like, what is this? No, you're supposed to be good now. And if Shenzi and Ed ever ask, I call dibs on the good prey. I saw this place first. Actually, technically, Ed was here first. Technically, in my kingdom. So no, I think Ed gets first dibs here. Shenzi gets last dibs. Bonsai's 3. So this is an event quest, guys. So send Bonsai to get the gang back together. So that's 4 hours. You need Bonsai, obviously, to do this, which you guys hopefully were able to do in chapters 1 and 2. So we did, or we will, I guess, get 100 EC from this. So again, very useful in terms of collecting for Shenzi's boiler token. So that's going to be the last one. And then again, that 4,000 currency. Now you guys are like, oh, but you got 7 right now. Isn't that low? It's like, you know, it is. But watch, it's gonna be gone in no time, and yeah, not super fun. I hate when you have a lot of currency, or you think you do at some point, and then you just have to wait for that last one, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like 500. It's like, oh no, you guys do the math, we need a lot of them. It is going to be pretty tricky there. Alright, so we do have Timon. Now, I did level him up at the end of chapter 2, because, guess what, guys? Woo! He is maxed out. Timon is now level 10. What can I say? I'm really good at this whole intrepid adventurer thing. Yeah, you are, and thank goodness, because you are going to be very useful for me in chapter 3. Yay! Yay! And the Lion King legendary chest came pretty much right away at the start of chapter 3, so that's great. Now I am debating, guys, on investing in a legendary chest pack. Now, as you guys know, it's $13.99 in my country, or else 60 gems in the game. So I am still missing quite a few characters. Simba, for example, super awesome, and he is epic to get. Now, my odds go up a lot if I open a chest pack versus individual chests, so that might be an option. Then rare is Nala. So you can get Nala, guys, in the chest if you're, like, running low on currency, but you still want her and stuff like that. And then I need an attraction, the Tree of Life. So those are kind of the 3 big things. It feels like a lot that I do need. Now, every 6 hours, it will give me 105 magic, and it will give me a chance to collect one of the character tokens for the hyenas. So, to that. And that's going to be really awesome if I do manage to get that. Now, that is also in the event shop for the Tower Challenge. So you can just go into your actual Tower Challenge and then go down to the little present, and there's the event shop. So you guys can see here that the boiler is 500 event currency. So I was worried it was gonna be 6, but it makes sense. Now, Nala being 12,500, yikes. I don't know if you guys can bring Nala, the tree, and Shenzi in, plus Bonsai that we needed with currency. I think it's a bit too much. They went total overkill in this Tower Challenge in terms of things. The Mulan one with Cricky, 5,000 for Mulan, ended up ruining my chance of getting Cricky, so I was super upset about that. I was like, I had to make that decision, but I really wanted Mulan at the time because she had a whole bunch of new costumes that came out, so I ended up using all my currency for her. But they changed the price, guys, on Timon. So that was one of the really big things that ended up happening. So again, Nala right now that you guys can see, 12,500, 5,000 for the Tree of Life, and then 500 for the boiler. So I'll just sort of let you guys know what ended up happening in terms of the pricing. So the pricing was wrong. 15,000 EC was wrong for Timon in terms of the Tower Challenge event shop in Chapter 2. A lot of us were quite scared about that, so that changed, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, after I have to do the laughing for Ed, who is now a level 4. Okay, here we go, guys. This is so dumb. Can't believe I'm doing this right now. All right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, thank goodness I didn't have to do that live again. I know I had to do that once, so that was super embarrassing. Took me a few minutes even to get the courage up to do that. All right, King Louis is now level 10, so he's maxed out in time for Chapter 3. I like your style, cousin. Thanks. So he's actually a premium character that helps out with the Jungle Book. collection, especially defeating Shere Khan. That's definitely very, very helpful. Now, I did decide to level up Raja here because Raja is very useful for a couple of characters that I needed to have him a little bit higher. So Raja is now level 5. Oh no, we got dialogue. All right, here we go with Jasmine. Aw, who's a sleepy little tiger? Is it you? It is, isn't it? I know. You're nocturnal. But that doesn't mean you have to stay up all day just so that we can spend time together. Wow, poor Raja. He must be so tired now. He's gonna pass out. Hope he's got a nice, comfy bed. Here, I'll play with you for a while now, if you promise to take better care of yourself in the future, all right? Yeah, Raja, you need to sleep, buddy. Me and my tiger. Send Raja and Jasmine to relax at the fountain. So this, I believe, is a quest, guys, that you will be able to see some animation in the kingdom. It is 6 hours, but I need Raja to keep going for collecting for himself. Again, he is useful for some of the characters in collecting and stuff, so that is why I really wanted to make a push for him. Something I've talked about in previous videos, which we can talk about another time, but it's mostly focused on Tower Challenge right now. Again, but Raja was only like 4 hours, so it was definitely very useful to do to sort of keep that process going, and it ended up working perfectly in terms of my timing and checking my kingdom and stuff, so that's very useful. So anyways, Timon's, I was saying before, sorry, the currency changed on it. It was 5,000 Maleficent coins, 5,000 Maleficent coins. It was 15,000 before, so that was a mistake. I was sure it was. We had a huge post on Facebook about it and stuff, so thank goodness. And then chapter 3, they ended up revealing the pricing, which was 12,500 obviously for Nala, and then 5,000 for the Tree of Life. So I still think, though, they need to put those pricings out in like a news post here. Now that we have that feature, we need to be able to do that a lot earlier on. We definitely have to have that. That is a little bit ridiculous that we don't get that sort of information until much later, because it does affect our purchases and stuff. So I think maybe even for upcoming tower challenges, you know, I know some people have this strategy already. I always thought it was a bit unnecessary, but now I feel it might be going forward is to start adopting this. Is just to collect the currency and not make any purchases of anything really, like unless you're purchasing a character with the challenge, but I mean like don't use any of it on the premium character, the featured story character that is part of the particular tower challenge, because again, if you spend all of your currency on collecting for Shenzi and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, but I really wanted Nala and I just didn't think Nala was gonna be that much, but you know, she ended up being a lot, and you're like, oh, well, I just spent like most of my currency on collecting tokens for her and whatever. And maybe towards the end of the tower challenge, you're not even actually going to even have enough currency for Shenzi anyways, if you guys do all the adding up and stuff. You guys like know that it's quite expensive, and maybe towards the end you'll be running out of time, and then you won't be able to get any of the characters because again, you were spending on character tokens for Shenzi the entire time, which is normally what I do, and I usually encourage it just to purchase it. It doesn't go away throughout the tower challenge, like the currency, or you know, you don't miss out on purchasing those things, so it doesn't really matter when you do it, but I think for me, I've always done it just to sort of know where I'm at in terms of like purchases and if I feel good, but again, I think my strategy might change a bit there. Here's Bonsai again. Shenzi, buddy, man, I was just looking around for you, you know, dibs on all the good prey. What? Hey, wait. You can't do that. I saw this place first. I can too. Perks of being clan leader, baby. Man, you should see the look on your face. I love these hyenas. Quest complete. Bonsai's 3. Psh, can't just call blanket dibs on a whole entire place. That's not even a thing. 200 EC, 1 refresh token. Very, very useful. And yeah, I feel like I missed nailing Bonsai's dialogue before. So very happy. I feel like I'm getting a bit more control over it. Here it is again. Now that you're here and everything, Shenzi, where are you hiding Ed? I figured at least I can call dibs before he does. Last I saw that guy, he was off having a staring contest with a weirdly shaped rock. Or however he spends his spare time. What? A weirdly shaped rock? You mean the tower? I feel like maybe that's what she's talking about. I'm trying to put the pieces together here. Has to be the tower. Point is, we got him on lock in case we need him. Which means the only thing we gotta do is... Oh, I know this one. Is it eat a whole zebra? Or, no, wait. Eat 2 whole zebras. We don't even have zebras in the kingdom. No gravel for brains. It's make sure the local lions aren't gonna get in our way, unless you wanna get eaten yourself. Peek up the food chain. Send Shenzi to spy on the local lions. Well, you got tigers here too, so I feel like you got some serious competition, hyenas. A little bit more than you have had in the past for sure. Oh, wait until Scar finds out you're here. Oh boy. All right, so the boiler, guys. Still making some progress on that for sure. If you get to the first points reward, obviously, you'll get some good currency. You'll get 800, so that's definitely very, very helpful. And again, the 32,000 is even better because then that gives you an additional 16. So I'm really all about that at this point. It is going to be helping me out quite a bit. Now, I do still need, obviously, some more boilers and stuff for Shenzi, so not quite there just yet, or even just starting, like, on all the currency and stuff. So working on it. Again, it's a huge work in progress, I think, at this point. It is going to be a little bit challenging. Now, parade floats. I need to mix things up. I definitely do. I had, obviously I need the Moana there. I need the Peter Pan. DuckTales I would remove, but I know I'm going to be, like, welcoming and leveling up soon. So it's a new one. I like kind of leaving it there. Mulan I am taking off for now. I don't really need it. So I think what I'll do here is throw it on. Let's see. Zootopia. That makes the most sense. So now, guys, it's like literally live gaming for me. Basically, it's a play and talk as you go thing like I usually do. But yeah, again, those were just the backup clips before. Oh, milestone reward. So this is the third one, the tropical bonanza. So kind of, in my opinion right now, a very, very horrible points reward for reaching 16,000 points. Really? Like, no, we needed currency. We needed at least 1,200 currency to be in that slot, or even, you know, that plus maybe some ruby chests would have been fun to do. Like, but realistically, I don't like in chapter 3 when they randomly throw in a decoration. It's just super duper, in my opinion, dumb. Like, again, I know the decorations are definitely, they can be really cool, but no, I think at this point in the tower challenge, it's just a huge disappointment. So I think that's something they need to maybe fix around is actually do have some more currency included in the rewards, especially if they're going to make things so much. But you know what, guys? I would love, personally, to hear how you guys are doing in the tower challenge. I should have maybe asked it a little bit earlier in the video, but I would totally love to hear where you guys are at. I want to know your progress. How much currency do you have saved up? What have you invested in? Have you decided to skip on certain things, or sort of what's going on with that? What would you guys, how did you guys strategize your stuff? I love hearing about all of it. Maybe you were on holiday, skipped, part of it, and you're just trying to get, a couple of currency maybe even now just to get some gems. I don't know, but whatever your story is, I would like to hear it. Now, I am testing Merlin out. I have refused to use Merlin, guys. I've been on like a whole like thing of don't touch Merlin because he doesn't actually give you what he's promised to give you. Now, it does look like he collected all the character tokens, so he actually did his job there. Magic, it's still on the little bit of the low side, but it is better. At least it's not like he's collecting like 3,000 or something when my kingdom hasn't been touched in like 8 hours. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, that, I'm sorry, my kingdom definitely collects more magic than that. So Merlin for a while, guys, has not been producing. So I like sometimes he does and sometimes he doesn't. So I've been skeptical like the last couple of weeks of using him, which is kind of inconvenient in a lot of ways, but again, I want my magic and stuff like that. So I decided to level up Bambi. I was going to do Shere Khan, as I was talking about like much earlier in the video. But again, here, yeah, it's 250. I thought it was 260, but 250,700 magic. Just to level him up to a 9. That's a lot of magic. And since the kingdom doesn't collect as much, it's definitely I feel like it would take a huge hit at this point. And especially because I got Bunny to do. And obviously, you know, I've still got my cute little ducks to worry about. My ducks in a row. Yeah, my DuckTales characters. So this is like the new characters that were part of the previous or this past update. So we're still waiting actually on Scrooge's money bank. That's kind of the big thing that hasn't been released, how we're able to get that. Kind of weird that it's been left so long, because I feel like all the DuckTales hype is kind of like died down now. For the most part. I mean, we're still collecting and stuff, but it would be nice to have that money bank. Now, Dewey, guys, 60,000 magic and 12 hours to welcome. I think I'll be doing probably a live stream when I do that, but I think I'm first probably going to do John Darling. So John Darling is probably going to be my priority, I think, in terms of my main storyline. So I might even just do that, guys, and then maybe even tomorrow. I might just do that. I might decide to do that like tomorrow morning and stuff like that. I'll do a stream at like around my usual time, 10:30. I'll give you guys my progress update with my tower challenge, bring him into the kingdom, have a bunch of like fun that way. I think that might be a pretty good idea. Then we can kind of continue that main storyline while we're waiting for Shenzi. And then we can just have a big chat about all kinds of stuff, which I know you guys love to do. And again, seeing my progress and where I'm at, like after, another 24 hours of being back and actually, able to do my stuff here. So like actually checking my kingdom every like 2 hours. I'm probably going to be setting some timers tonight so I can play a little bit of catch up. But yeah, you guys will definitely be able to see hopefully some better results tomorrow then if I decide to do that. If you guys think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments below. That is going to be a huge thing, spending the 200,000 to be bringing Michael in. But you know what? I want you guys' opinion on this, but I really just want to do it. I know I'm like recording live now, so I'm like, do I do it? Do I not? But I mean, I worked super hard and I would like to start collecting for him again so I can start leveling him up and stuff and eventually unlock Michael. That might be a really, really good idea. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it now. Let's start the process. Lock in the live stream for tomorrow at 10:30. So I'll post that a little bit later on today. I'll post it on Facebook and Instagram and obviously on YouTube. So if you guys want to follow along with my kingdom and stuff like that and you guys aren't already, make sure you guys subscribe, but hit that bell for post notifications, because especially since I go live now quite a bit, going live, you'll get that notification that I am if you guys have that bell ticked. So yes, subscribing can be important to channels, but the big thing, especially if you like watching live streams or being a part of it and stuff, the best way is to have that bell selected. I haven't started doing any premieres or anything like that yet, but that is something before videos get posted, but that is something I might end up doing in the August. I might start doing that as well. But again, I'm just gonna kind of play things by ear. But for now, again, if you guys want to follow along, you guys can subscribe. Obviously, if you enjoyed the video and some of my ridiculous hyena voice impressions, and princess ones, because we did have Jasmine today, you guys can give this video a big Mickey thumbs up to help show your support, obviously, to the channel. Now, I am gonna be posting back on Potter Girl. I usually definitely do live streams on Friday and or Saturday. I also do some stuff during the week, but I don't have like set days yet, but definitely always have those live streams sort of scheduled for Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery and Wizards Unite. We'll be doing some quizzes and stuff like that, HP quizzes. We've done one so far, and that was like super fun. I think some of you guys found some of the questions, like, I thought they were pretty easy, but some of you guys were like, oh, they actually were a little tricky. So I think I'll incorporate different levels. I think I'll make sure that I have like a little logo saying, like, if I think it's like, easy or medium or hard. So I'm testing it out on there, guys, just so you know, if you guys like Harry Potter and want to follow along and stuff like that. I'm telling you guys this probably because I am going to be starting to do that for Disney trivia. I'm going to be doing that starting in August. I don't have like set like every week or something, but I might try and do it like once or twice a month type of thing, to sort of, try and get something fun Disney related. We'll be doing the stream for that, so you guys can be a part of it. And yeah, just might be another sort of fun way to incorporate, we'll have like a Disney trivia night or something like that. So I'm sort of testing out the formats and stuff like that with the Harry Potter. So again, that's why I'm deciding to do that first before we start incorporating it on here and stuff like that. So again, any feedback you guys have in terms of like, how I've been displaying stuff, I obviously love any feedback you guys have for me. I always try and check my comments and even get back to as many as I can. And again, just another channel. If you guys want to follow along with me, then you can find me over there. Thank you guys so much for watching another Disney Girls Disney's Magic Kingdoms game video. Again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Live stream tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to start the dialogue with John Darling. So you know what, guys? That's going to be my homework today. Watching Peter Pan again and working on his voice impression. So it is going to be a lot of fun. All right, so thanks guys for watching, and we will see you guys for the next one. Bye!